This video is sponsored by Craftsy. I am falling deeper and deeper down the rabbit hole of combining textiles and pottery. So I know you're not surprised that when I saw this lamp pop up on my Instagram, you know I had to try to make it. This lamp is made by Josie Cross, a ceramicist out of Brooklyn. And this is sort of like a Steal Like an Artist video in that I'm going to take her idea, but I kind of want to change it significantly and make it my own because I have a vision. So imagine Josie Cross's lampshade out of mohair, but instead of knitting it like she does, I'm going to crochet it because I'm a crochet girly. And if you're not a knit or a crochet nerd like I am, basically that means it's going to look significantly different. It's going to hang different. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to look, but I just know that it's going to look different. Secondly, her lamp bases are these beautiful hand-built organic shapes, like these round, she calls them pebble lamps. And hers are beautiful, but I think I want to do something a little bit different, a little more intricate and maybe silly. I don't know, but I'm going to throw it on the wheel and I'm going to alter it from there. I don't have a super fleshed out plan. I kind of just want to take it one step at a time and develop this piece organically. So we'll see how it goes. So I'm going to be throwing this in 3 parts, just because it's going to be way easier. It's going to be like a tall, sort of complicated structure. And, oh, my wheel's not plugged in. And yeah, it's just going to make way more sense to throw them separately and then piece them together. I feel like that last pull just threw it off. I always underestimate how much clay something is going to need. Wanted it to be just a little bit taller. It's got a little wiggle now, so I should not keep messing with this. I'm just going to set it aside and maybe we rethrow it, I don't know. Just trying to get the proportions right. I think that's the most important thing when piecing things together. I'm not super happy with how those turned out, so I'm gonna throw a couple more. Let's hope I can center this. Ah! This is going terribly wrong. Oh my God, do I start over? We got quite a wiggle. Can I trim this off? I feel like I'm gonna be back to 1300. Oh, I might have saved it. I feel like this is worse. Let's try that again. Should be a little more manageable. Give it a little bit of a, but I think this is a good height and a goodish width. Oh no, I messed it up. Oh no. Ah. May have just warped him a little. It's fine, it's fine, it's fine. It's fine, it's fine. Okay. Okay. Just want to try throwing that middle part once more. Okay, something I want to do that I've only done maybe once or twice before is I want to turn over this edge because I want to create sort of like a ridge in between these two parts. So I need some extra clay to make that kind of bubble. So I'm gonna basically fold the edge over and make an extra thick piece there. And we see how it goes. Slowly bring it out. I'm gonna try not to like trap any air, so I gotta kind of fold it from the top down. And that's that. It's a little bumpy, but I can trim it into a better situation. I think I like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw the third piece one more time because I do feel like it's a little bit too wide. So I ended up throwing everything twice. This was the first round, this is the second. And I do think I'm going to be using these guys more. This has more of the shape that I wanted, more like upright, and this one's more bowly, but we shall see. I'm going to keep these pieces anyway, just in case something goes terribly wrong tomorrow with these pieces and these guys end up being a better fit. I think that is wise. Okay, so I'm going to let these dry overnight and I'll catch back up with you guys tomorrow. Now that we've thrown our pieces, let's take a moment to thank today's sponsor, Craftsy. Craftsy is your online resource for all things creative, where you can learn crafts like sewing, quilting, and knitting, cake decorating, or baking. As you know, I'm a crochet girly and I've been using the tutorials on Craftsy to learn new crochet techniques. My next big project is going to be a ripple blanket, so I've been watching Zigzag Crochet by Kim Worker on Craftsy. In this class, she teaches the fundamentals of zigzag crochet as well as variations and color combinations. And Craftsy is always creating new classes to keep you inspired and coming back for more. And as a Craftsy member, you'll have access to their live streaming tutorials where expert instructors share their tips, answer questions, and engage with the Craftsy community in real time. So if you're ready to try out Craftsy, the first 1,000 of you to click my link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen right now will get a full year of premium membership to Craftsy for only $1.49. Valid for new members only. Now let's get back to the video. Good morning. Last night I came in and flipped all my guys so that the bottoms could dry out. Today the goal is to trim them and then assemble them. That's all I want to do today. I don't want to do the carving or anything like that today because I want this thing to become one and then have some time to homogenize overnight before I start adding the details. So let's get to trimming, and I'm going to start with the ones that I like and we'll see how they fit together. If needed, I'll go over to the ones that are my backups. Let's do it. Might as well start with the big one. I'm gonna take off too much. We're just gonna stop it there, I think. It looks wonky as heck, but I promise when it's not spinning in a circle, it's gonna look just fine. And then, doo-doo. This is what I was envisioning. I'm debating adding the hole now or later after they're attached. Because attaching them without the hole will be more stable, but am I gonna be able to get in there afterwards? That's the question. Okay, can I attach this straight is the question. I think this might be as good as we're gonna get. Okay, and because it's not perfect, I'm gonna just like mark a little key here, so those ends line up. So I'm just gonna cut in more or less the thickness of this inside of this line that I just made. Ta-da! Line up the keys. Cool, I feel like that worked. Okay, going to let that chill. Ooh, I can now flip this. and blend the bowl up into the cylinder to strengthen that connection. That's what it's looking like on the inside, as if it was one pot. But we got one more to attach here. I wonder if I was subconsciously affected by it. I've been like watching so many cake decorating videos on YouTube lately. I don't know, I just fell down the rabbit hole of cake decoration videos. They're so addictive to watch. And this kind of reminds me of cake now. Ta-da! Shockingly, that worked. There's one last thing I want to do today. I want to add the same thing on the bottom of this guy here that I have up here. And originally my plan was to fold this edge back too, but I didn't end up having enough clay to get the height that I wanted. So I think I can just add a coil along the bottom and then like trim it down, and it should be more or less the same thing. Okay, just some rough coils. When attaching fresh clay to leather hard clay, you really want to focus on the leather hard side to make sure that's really scored well. Add some slip or some water. I usually just add water, and you don't really need to worry about the fresh clay because that's sticky already. And it's not going to look pretty right now, but it will. Get it nice and attached. Something like that. The idea is to just give it a little bit of presence on the bottom, you know? And also like to echo this as well. Yeah, this is kind of what I envisioned for this step. I'm going to add a lot of details tomorrow, but I also got the stuff from the hardware store, the lamp parts. So this is gonna sit like this. I've got these sky going, like I started to assemble it already. So you need basically a harp and then a lamp shade frame. I bought all this stuff online, and then it's gonna go sort of like this. It was really hard for me to visualize how this is gonna look all together. And I've got like a light bulb socket and cords and stuff too, so. Yeah, I'm happy with the direction that this is going. And I'm mostly excited about tomorrow because tomorrow the fun part starts where I'm going to decorate the heck out of this. And hopefully it turns out how I want it to look. All right, see you then. Good morning. Today we're gonna finish the lamp. This is the goal. So I had him firm up overnight under some plastic, and I'm hoping now it's just gonna pop off the bat. Ooh. Might I have to wire it off? Oh, it's so like hard. Ouch. Oh, okay. Ta-da. Okay. First panic of the day. Sorted. Okay. I do think I want to refine these little bumpy bumps here while it's one piece now. And then we're going to come over to the table and do some sculpture and carving. But it feels solid now, so I'm happy about that. It's just like very bumpy in general, so I don't know. But I just want to like round this piece a bit and kind of define it a bit more. The last thing I'm gonna do before we're done with the wheel is add the little hole on top where our guy is gonna come out, like the wire. So the wire is gonna come up through this little tube. And the reason I'm going to use this tube is to kind of elevate the lampshade a little bit so it's not gonna hang down and cover the lamp. I learned that with a previous lamp that I did that, should try and elevate it a little bit. So the tricky question is how big to make this hole because I need to figure out shrinkage. But the good thing is I've got this little, footer guy to kind of close off that hole. Like it basically needs to be narrower than the footer and wider than this tube, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just make it as wide as the footer is now. And then when it's shrunken, theoretically, it should be smaller, right? That makes sense. But I do need to make sure this is centered first. Something like that. Okay, I just have to be brave. Okay. So theoretically it should sit like so. I like it. Okay. First thing, do you remember my sketch? I want to add some little sculptural guys up on the top. And I was inspired by something I made a while ago. You remember when I made all these little frogs? They're gonna have to be a lot smaller, of course, but I want to kind of like line this edge here with all these little frogs. So I want to create a lot of texture with, you know, little sculpture figures. Maybe just this is going to be the only sculpture element, but then I want to carve things into it, make it a little bit figural, I guess. Like not the human figure though. But the only idea I have that's very clear in my mind right now is the frog. So let's just get those done first, and then we can go from there. 3 grams. This little guy is 3 grams. They don't look like frogs at all right now, it's fine. I'm gonna alter them a little bit still. They're all a little different, which I think is nice. Okay, I'm going to let these guys dry out a little bit now so I can add some details to them. And in the meantime, I wanna add some more textures. The first thing, I think I'm gonna add stripes to this guy. Once I start, there's no going back, so we're gonna be brave. I just feel like I wanna make it more something. So should I add like a thick stripe, a thin stripe, thick stripe, thin stripe? What do you think? Tell me what to do. You know what I'll do? I was just looking at my cardboard cup over here. I like these stripes, I think because they're very close together. So maybe that's what I'll try. I'm gonna go for it. It's gonna be fine. I'm gonna repeat that pattern at the bottom here now. Okay, we're reaching the end of my plan. Now I gotta really think. What am I gonna do? I'm really being inspired by cake decorating right now, clearly. Love it. We're not done, but I'm freaking obsessed with my little frogs. Are you seeing my vision? So unbelievably cute. I need to figure out what to do below the flowers though. They need something, and I can't do any more stripes. Stripes are finito. Like if I were truly going to be inspired by the cakes, I would do some sort of swoop. Like let's not overdo this. I am very much prone to not knowing when to stop. So at what point do we stop is the question. Ooh, I feel like I want, this is really silly. I feel like I want to add some little clouds up here. Wouldn't that be cute? Let's just do it. Let's not overthink right now. Is this looking like a big fluffy cloud? Maybe? I don't know. It looks kind of weird now, doesn't it? I might have just really messed it up, but we're just gonna... I don't really like it, but it's fine. We're just gonna say it's fine. We're gonna say it's fine. We're gonna do some swoopage. Did I just ruin it? That is the question. I think I know what the issue is. All these lines are exactly the same thickness, which makes it look really, like, crude. So, now that we have this information, what are we gonna do about it? I don't know. I feel like I messed it up with this. I really can't decide if it looks awful or fine. There's parts about it that I love, and there's parts about it that I hate. And that's kind of all I have to say about that. I worry that if I keep messing with it, I'm gonna make it worse. Oh my God. Second shout out to my cardboard project. My goodness, I'm so much happier with this. This looks like it's looking crazier, but also better in my mind. I like that it looks like an applique, like it was applied on. I think that looks really cool. Now I'm wondering if I want to change the top somehow. We're fixing it, don't worry. I mean, all the crazy things I'm doing right now are definitely going to increase the likelihood of cracks. It's not like the right way to do pottery, but I don't really care right now. I just want this piece to look nice. You guys can let me know down below in the comments whether or not I should have just left it. If you like the original and you hate the new one, I'm all ears, but I know how I feel, so. I'm really holding back here because I want to do a line of dots. The last thing I'm going to do, I promise, is I want to add a little bit of more of these petal-like effects on the very top here, just going down about halfway, not getting too close to the frogs. So maybe 2 rows of them, something like that. Well, it definitely looks like clay. That wasn't the plan, but I think like as I was working, we kind of embraced the clay. We shall see, but I feel like I really need to stop touching this now. It's simply too much. But I kind of like it. So, oh my goodness. Okay, so I really need to let this thing slow dry because of all the additions and whatnot. It's gonna be a big old lamp. This turned into like a monstrosity. Like I did not plan for this, but well, there you go. Going in the kiln now. I did knock off one of the tendrils while I was like brushing the dust off. It's fine, that part will go towards the back. Do good. Survived. I'm just gonna glaze it transparent. I love it. Obviously there's more things to do before we make it a lamp, but this was my vision. This is exactly it. I'm so happy with how it turned out. I love my little frogs. They're so cute. And I really love what I ended up doing up here. It just looks very clayey, like it's imperfect. It's got some of these crickle cracklies from rolling out the texture onto it. And you know, it's just like, it looks like clay, which is exactly what I wanted. The other thing I did that I didn't even tell you about because I did not remember to do it until like in the middle of the night one time is I forgot to make a hole for the cord to go out. So I put that in just before it was too dry to do it. So now, before I make the actual shade for it, I'm going to try and get all of the electronics, all of the light fixtures in place. So yeah, let's do that now. it's just barely, it barely fits, but it fits. Okay, I'm worried that this thread here is not long enough. Ooh. Can't put my hand up in there. No. This is why we hoard hardware. The question still is this long enough? And if this is not long enough, I did purchase a threaded one that's threaded all the way up. Obviously, I would prefer this one because it's like elegant and smooth, but we can use this if necessary. How am I supposed to do this? I can't fit my hand up in there. Oh my God. This is actually not gonna work. No, it's not long enough. Okay, plan B. So, that's better. Well, the only problem is I'm missing a nut. Ooh. All right. Always hoard your hardware. Everything is gonna work just fine. And then this guy goes through here. Okay, should we test it out? Cross your fingers for me, please. Ta-da! I don't know why it's being fiddly. We have light! So, imagine now like this. I feel like that is really nice. And I have merino wool. I thought this would look nice. I've never worked with this yarn before, but I've got this merino wool because that's what the original artist used. And because it's so fuzzy, it sort of like fills in the gaps and kind of glows a little bit more. So we'll see how I can crochet with this. And then I think I'm gonna do a double crochet stitch, if that means anything to you. And it's also going to stretch. I feel like I've got this. I think I'm gonna take a little break from crocheting. I believe I'm about halfway there. This is 11 centimeters and I wanna get to 22. So I'm just gonna slowly continue crocheting throughout the day and hopefully by tomorrow I'll have this finished and we can put it all together. So see you then. I think you've watched me crochet long enough. Good morning. I spent some good chunks of yesterday crocheting this guy. This is where we're at. And I think it's long enough, but let's check. I haven't snipped the yarn yet, and I still need to crochet on the bottom hoop. Okay, so you have to kind of imagine it being stretched a little bit more, plus one more row, because this is obviously going to sit beneath it. I feel like this should be good. I'm going to do one more stitch in order to stitch this in, and that's going to add about another centimeter on it, plus the stretching from the weight of it is going to end it being somewhere like right in here, which is what I want, I think. Yeah, I feel like that's right. I do have to say, crocheting with this yarn has not been super fun. It's not the easiest yarn to work with. Okay. I'm not gonna cut this yet, just in case I need to change things. Let's see how it looks. Okay. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. I really want to plug it in right now, but I want to finish it first so we can have a grand reveal. There is a back side. There's a side where I started it and it's a little wonky, but it's fine. That part can go towards the wall. The rest of it I think is looking pretty cute. I do like the color a lot. Not like a color I would normally use, but I think with light, it's going to look really, really pretty. And I'm gonna use my crochet hook to weave this end in. Ta-da! Should we turn it on? Wait, before I plug it in, I do need to say, guys, if you do this project, make sure you're using an LED bulb, because if not, this is going to turn into a ball of fire. Wool is obviously not flame-proof, and LED bulbs are the bulbs that produce the least amount of heat. Okay, let's try. Let's turn it on. Look how beautiful. I think that is so, so pretty. The mohair wool provides this really beautiful glow that like a fiber that has less fluff to it would not. So I think that that is a really, really great idea. All props go to Josie Cross, the original artist who made this. Like, what a great idea. I'll have her information linked down below in the video description. If you guys want to try this project, I know I'm gonna get people asking me how much yarn I used. So this is the second ball. So I used 50 grams already, and this one has 35 grams left. So I used 65 grams total of fiber that is 100 meter per 50 grams. I don't know if that's helpful, but that's how much fiber I used. I'm so, so happy with this result, honestly, because like, this is actually exactly what I had in my head. Like, so seldom does that actually happen. Yes, I had to faff a little bit with the body of the lamp, but in the end, it turned out exactly how I wanted to. So we got there in the end. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll have another video next week. I'll see you then. Also, should I keep this lamp back here and replace this one that I made over 2 years ago? Option A? Option B? Let me know. Bye, friends.